Yo, how's it going, guys? ZookeeperChris here. Welcome back to another Planet Zoo video. I'm going to cut all of the normal stuff that I do at the beginning of these videos here out, and I just want to get right to the point because I woke up and realized the community really needed this guide put out today. And that is a guide on how to get animal star rating increased very easily. And the main thing you're going to use this for is the community challenges. This week is particularly pretty difficult. It's about the common ostrich, which can live to be over 50 years old. It takes a long time to get their star rating up. So I'm going to show you a really easy way to do it today. No cam for me, literally just woke up out of bed looking like a hot mess, but the pups are down there in the bottom right. We got Lucy up front and Luna snoozing in the back. They're looking cute 24/7, so they said they'd like to be on the the video today. So anywho, with all of that out the way, let's get right into what this video is and how to do this, okay? So number one, you're gonna make a brand new franchise zoo. Okay, so open up a brand new franchise zoo. This is what it looks like when you're done, or this is my iteration. You might do yours a little different and you'll get the point of how this works by the end of the video. Okay, I'm gonna make it as short as possible but as detailed as possible because I want to make sure you guys understand how this works. Okay, so when you load up the franchise zoo, number one, make sure you pause time. Money is very tight here and you don't want to be losing money for no reason. Okay, right off the bat, you start off with $40,000. What you can do if you need more money is go to finances here, go to loans, and pick up all of these loans. It's going to be $75,000 extra dollars. It's going to go a long way. I've already used mine, but yeah, this money here goes a long way, so you can pick that up right at the beginning if you want. Number two, once you've paused time, go to your zoo, go to the overview and close it. You don't need any guests here. This zoo is not going to be profitable, okay? You're going to lose a bunch of money and it's going to be okay. I'll show you why in a little bit, okay? But basically, keepers will still feed animals and animals will still get star ratings and keepers still get paid even though you're going into the negative, all right? It's the American dream here, just debt on debt on debt, okay? All right. So here's the basic setup that I went with, okay? And you can do your own iteration. You'll just get the basic point here. So for mine, I've got 6 habitats set up and I put these basic facilities right in, close to the middle so the keepers and everybody don't have to go too far. Like these doors here are as close to this as I can get them on these habitats. And I have, what do I have? I think I have 2 or 3 keepers working. I did do work zones. I made these 2 a work zone, these 2 a work zone, these 2 a work zone, and then they're all tied into these buildings here. If you're not familiar with how work zones work, it's pretty simple. You just go to the staff, you go to work zones, new work zone, and then you start clicking on each one that you want to be in that work zone. So for like work zone 1, I've got these 2, and let's see, doesn't tell me who's in here. Okay, it's not important. Anywho, let me see what kind of staffing I did for this. I've got 2 caretakers just to help transport animals, I think is why I did it. I have 6 keepers, so I have 2 keepers per work zone. So wait, is that 6 or 12? Oh, it's 12 keepers. Okay, math is hard. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 12. Okay, 2, 4. So I have 2 keepers per habitat. There we go. So I have 4 keepers in this zone, 4 in this zone, and 4 in this zone. It's early morning. Don't judge me on my math, and math was never my strong point. We've also got 2 mechanics to repair the habitats if we need to. And then I've got 6 vets, 1 for each habitat, just in case I need them for something, and also so I don't get alerts for too much junk. It just gets annoying. This zoo as well is on easy mode, this franchise zoo. Sorry, I should have mentioned that at the very beginning. I don't think it matters what difficulty you put it on, but put it on easy. There's no reason not to. Okay, so basic, I've got staff pathing all the way down. I've got these habitats on each side. These are like the minimum requirement needed for the animal that I'm working with for that week. So ostrich, go over here to terrain. You can see I have more than enough space for these ostrich in here. That's important. You want to make sure that your ostrich have as much welfare as possible, 100% all the way down, okay? So build them a habitat that will contain them and they're still happy as far as how much space they have, all right? Next thing you want to do is get their enrichment as high as possible. So like for these ostrich, I have a couple of feeders. I have this mirror mobile thing, got a small feeder here just in case if the keepers need it. I don't think they even use it. And then I've got water here. And then also make sure that you go to the terrain and make sure the terrain is all good. And that is going to be it. For ostrich, I have 1 male and 7 females. Go ahead and put as many as you can in each habitat. To see that, just go to the Zoopedia, go to species data, and up here in a group size, you can see we can have 1 male and 7 females in 1 display. So that's the max. I don't have the max in here, but you can put as many as you need. And all right, so yeah, I've got 6 of those, and they're all at, you know, as high as I can possibly get them for welfare. Okay, when you're getting your ostrich, make sure, or whatever animal you're working with, make sure that they're younger, because animals increase their star rating over time. So if you get them while they're young, they're in your zoo for a longer period of time, and you're in control of how quick their star rating goes up. So you want to make sure that you get them as young as possible. So when we go to the trade center here and we look on the market, make sure you get the youngest ones possible. Okay, so there are quite a few, and they're pretty cheap here today for some pretty young ostrich. All right, so just get them as young as you can. And I would say try and get albino ones or leucistic. Well, I'm a real zookeeper, I promise, but the terminology escapes me right now. Again, early morning, trying to do this quick for you. All right, I think the leucistic ones or albino ones, whatever, they might get star ratings faster. I don't know. I could just have a tinfoil hat on saying that, but I would aim for those if they're available. If not, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. Again, just try and get younger ones. All right. And once you do that, you're kind of at the point that we have here. Okay. Again, your zoo is still closed. We're never opening this zoo. Your time is still paused, except you'll probably need to turn time on to get the animals into the habitats and make sure their welfare is up. And then once you're set there, I also did have to put a transformer here just because the power did not reach quite that far from the base here. So it's not a big deal. The mechanics will fix it if it goes crazy. I hope. We'll see. And that's the basic setup. Now, what you do from this point, and again, your zoo might look different, but you get the idea from here. Now, this is what you do at this point here. From this point here, you speed up time and you press play. And then you step away from your computer, you go take your dogs for a walk, you take care of your kids, go make dinner, whatever the heck you want. Okay. Now for ostrich, we figured it out to be about 3 hours, or about 2.5 to 3 hours of real life time equates to about 40 to 50 years of in-game time. Okay, let me hit pause. I'm gonna do the math for you really quick on something here, and I hate math, so hang tight 1 second. I'm gonna pause the audio. Okay, I'm back, and I did math. I actually just calculated it myself. So about 36 minutes of real life time equals 10 years of in-game time. So for 50 years of in-game time, it's about 3 hours. So for ostrich, what I would do is if they're young, like less than 5 years old, I would load this up, make sure it's at, ×5 speed all the way, let it play, and then come back in maybe 2 hours, 45 minutes just to be safe and start checking on them and seeing where they're at. And you can do that for any animal. Just calculate the time that you have away from the computer. And, if an animal lives to be only 20 years old, then you would need to check on them, I believe, in about an hour. So it's about 10 in-game years equals 36 minutes of real life time. So I'll let you do the math for your own animal that you're working on for this particular week. But for today, the day I'm uploading this video, it's ostrich. And like I said, I would give them about 2.5 hours, 3 at max, and then come back to your computer and check on them. Now you can see we're way far in the negative, and guess what? All of the ostrich are still happy. If I could actually click on them, they're all still pretty happy. I don't know what's wrong with this. Oh, the temperature is not perfect for him, but it should be fine. They're still getting fed. Keepers are still working. They're not protesting because they're not getting paid. So you can see, don't worry about the negative. Zoo is still closed. Time's still zooming. And I think that pretty much does it. And I think from here, you guys understand the concept. So from here, I would run the zoo and let it run for probably another 2.5 hours. I would come back to my computer, open up the animals tab. And for ostrich in particular, you can tell if they're 3 stars by their appeal, actually. So if it's an adult and they have an appeal of 1247 or higher, they're 3-star. Otherwise, for other animals, it's going to be different. Just click on them and you could probably sort it by appeal. I would assume the highest appeal has the highest stars. So these 1149s probably all have 1 star. These 1125s probably are still at 0 stars. Yeah. So you could just sort it by appeal and just see which one your highest one is and see if that animal's 3 stars yet or whatever you're aiming for. I think that pretty much covers it. Hopefully this video doesn't come out to be too long. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I will answer them as soon as I see them. If you don't want to leave a comment, that's fine too. You can reach out to me on any of my socials, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want. I will be sure to answer and hopefully help you out with this one. These challenges can be pretty difficult and hopefully this makes it a bit easier for you. One last thing, when you're done with this, you're just gonna delete this entire zoo. You're gonna release all of your animals at the end and then you're gonna delete the zoo, because when you're done, you're probably gonna be like $700,000 in debt and you're not going to want anything to do with the zoo. So again, and when you're starting the zoo up, you know, make sure that you get all the pieces you need from the start, because once you're at this point here, you cannot change like anything. I can't even move one of these items. I don't think it lets me. Yeah, insufficient funds, which is a bit silly because I own it, so why can't I move it? But anyways, yeah, you can't even move things, so you need to make sure you get things set up at the beginning. I mean, if you mess up, you know, it's not the end of the world. Just start up a new franchise zoo, transfer your animals over and give it another go. But once you've got it down, this is the go-to method, I think, and it's so nice being able to just let this run, do other things around the house for a couple hours, come back and take a look and check on your animals and see where they're at, and you should have some that are pretty high star rating. Okay, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope it helps. You know, again, leave a comment section down below if it helped you out as well. Thumbs up the video, like it if it helped you, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. I upload Planet Zoo videos every single week here. I'm also on Twitch every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. EST over at twitch.tv/ZookeeperChris. Feel free to come by there, hang out, chat, ask questions, whatever you want. If you ever want to chat with the real zookeeper, come by and come hang out with us, all right? That's going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed. As always, stay wild. We'll see you next time.